When observing race in Latin America, particularly through film, we come across many faces that seem racially ambiguous. That is because the majority of people consider themselves mestizo, a combination of many different racial and ethnic backgrounds from the region, which were a result of colonization of indigenous land, slave trade, and migration. I would like to point out that race here mostly focuses on physical characteristics that are socially constructed into groups and categories of race. Ethnicity would be more specific to the person's cultural background. Race theorists and philosophers often find the term ethno-race to be a more appropriate way to describe Latin American identities, because one category based on color cannot truly encompass a Latin American person's racial identity. In the film The Motorcycle Diaries, Ernesto emphasizes the importance of unity in Latin America through the shared experience and racial solidarity.
Y después de este viaje más firmemente que antes, que la división de América en nacionalidades inciertas e ilusorias es completamente ficticia. Constituimos una sola raza mestiza desde México hasta el estrecho de Magallanes. Así que tratando de librarme de cualquier carga de provincialismo, brindo por Perú y por América Unida.
And while most Latin American countries have a large mestizo population, there remains issues of race. Between the extremes of black and white, yes, but also in the middle ground of brown. Though national identity may be strong, like in El Libertador, when Bolivar's army is made up of indigenous, black, and mestizo people, issues of race
Hay muchas
persist.
facciones en Sudamérica. Están los blancos criollos, los indios, los patos, los negros. Y ninguno confía en el otro. Estamos demasiado divididos.
Cities and communities are segregated in many ways, and visually, the differences are obvious. The wealthy are white, the poor are black or indigenous. The middle class is somewhere in the middle. The films we watched in class showed many of these extreme situations, where the differences were drastic. When the characters were all mutually in the middle ground, race went unnoticed. In the case of Gonzalo from Machuca, his privilege became very obvious when he must use his Anglo appearance to his advantage for his survival and safety. And on a smaller scale, colorism can even exist within families, perpetuating the idea that lighter skin and straighter hair is better. Issues of race are still very prevalent in Latin American society. It is, however, very different than the United States racial system that we are familiar with. Latin American race relations tie into socioeconomic status the most, again because of those ethno-racial structures that make upward mobility difficult for the black and indigenous people in a world colonized by Spanish and imperialized by the United States. Ideally, there would be solidarity built upon the mestizo race, like Che imagined, since truly everyone in Latin America is a mix of something, from Spanish Moor to Afro-Latino to Asian Latinos, the list goes on.